biggest lesson I learned from high school was seeing how much of an impact that effort had and seeing how far you can go, how successful you can be just with a little bit of elbow grease. I wasn't the smartest, I wasn't the fastest, but I realized that if I would try the hardest, then I'd be able to be successful. Additionally, I started realizing as I got into college that all my decisions impacted me and no one else. So I really had to own it and start realizing everything that I do had consequences. And from there, I think I started maturing. The end.
Looking back on my high school career, I wish I had been more active. I really wanted to be a cheerleader. I wanted to, but I would always hate on them, but I really wanted to be one. So I probably would have done that, and I probably would have done leadership. I would have been on student council or something like that. So yeah.
Best thing about college that is coming back to me right now is the fact that you're going to meet a lot of new people, a lot of diversity. I met so many Indian people and people from Pakistan, and I made some long-term connections, and you see the other perspective around the world. Because what you have here in Watts is just pretty much the perspective of Watts, but when you really go out there, you see that the world is huge, and your little corner is, very little. So that's the good thing about it.
My junior and senior year in high school was torture. I took on a lot of different school responsibilities, a lot of leadership roles, didn't really focus on academics as much as I should have, but ultimately that's what got me into college. I took on all of those leadership roles. I was president of my marching band, I was vice president of fundraising. I took on all of that leadership role, and it really helped me because that's one of the reasons why I got into such a good college. My grades weren't the best, I wasn't the strongest academically, but they saw that I was a driven individual, and it really helped me succeed in that way. And it makes junior and senior year really hard, but because you're leaders on the school, you need to step up, and colleges do recognize that when they see your extracurricular activities, which is a huge part of the college application.
Second, you need to be willing to make mistakes. If you have your entire high school career up to this point been told you're the absolute best, you're amazing, great job, you're a wonderful writer, I love your voice, etc., 11th and 12th grade, you might get hit with, this is not very good writing. This completely missed the mark. You did not prepare. Many of your writing samples will be exclusively multiple text-based, and if you misinterpreted a text, it is your teacher's responsibility to show you that and drop you a full letter grade. So if you were convinced it was the best A paper ever, that's at best a B and perhaps lower than that. And it's okay. Be okay to make mistakes, but then receive the feedback well, adjust how you performed, and do it better the next time. In any kind of a coaching capacity, we say we practice to make it permanent, not practice to be perfect. The truth then is, if you are told by a coach you need to correct this, do so, and then every single time do it exactly that same way to make it a permanent skill.
In college, and the biggest lesson I learned in high school is that it's great to be involved in lots of different stuff because you never know what you're going to want to do when you graduate from high school. And because I was involved in leadership and sports and AP classes and clubs, I was really able to figure out things that I wanted to do, or at least things that I didn't want to do. So I think just get involved in as much stuff as you can, because the more stuff you do now, the better off you'll be in the future with being able to decide what you really want to do.
The biggest lesson I learned in high school was to be responsible. Thankfully, I played sports in high school, and it helped me mature, and it helped me make better decisions, to be there on time. And now, as you can see, nearly about 7 years later, I'm still showing responsibility, getting here on time every day. Hopefully you guys can learn to be responsible, get to class on time. Thank you.
Some skills I wish I had gained in high school when I went into college would definitely be studying skills, the use of note-taking and graphic organizers. When I went into college, I hadn't really learned those skills or mastered them in high school, and so what I found was that oftentimes studying for exams or finals was really overwhelming. I didn't really know how to organize information. I wasn't aware of using flashcards. I wasn't aware of using different acronyms. And so I had a really hard time studying in college. I think graphic organizers would have definitely helped me as well. That's a skill that I didn't have in high school. Graphic organizers would have definitely helped me to take better notes and to really understand the content that was being taught in class.
Or I think, no, actually the best part about college is all the people that you meet, the experiences that you get to have. If you allow yourself to be open and do new things that you wouldn't have ever had an opportunity to do before, you're gonna get the most out of college. If you stay isolated and stay in your shell, it's gonna be difficult. So my suggestion is go out there, meet new people, do new things, and you're gonna have a wonderful time.
The biggest lessons I remember learning from high school was knowing. Oh wait, let me start over.
Some skills I had wished. Can you start all over? Oh my gosh.
I didn't realize that just starting something helps. Dang. Okay, let's start.
I took a number of higher level courses.
High school prepared me for college by just, opening me up to, oh, that's awkward. Opening me up to just the opportunity